Welcome back. The special election for the county executive seat is less than 3 weeks away. And in the next coming week, CTV News will bring you exclusive interviews with each of those candidates.
And joining us in the studio today is candidate Ron Hunt. Mr. Hunt, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Let's get started right away. Now, Mr. Hunt, you're a business owner. You've been in business for over 20 years, probably a little bit even more than that. But you've been very involved in the community, working with seniors, working with the police. Why do you want to be Prince George's County Executive?
Well, as I told you, I was asked to run 3 different times, and this is the 3rd time. And the reason I decided to run was because I watched one of our supermarkets being robbed. Then I said, that's enough. We had to try to do something to change these different things that are happening because we've just gone awry with everything, so.
You know, if you were elected to be the next county executive, you'll be walking into a $170 million deficit. What will be some of your priorities to address the county budget?
Well, it's more like $200 million. And besides that, what you also don't know is, because of incompetence, they have created a situation where they are giving contractors free rule to do anything they want. Apparently, they gave contractors $100 million to build a few schools, and now they're $100 million over that budget. And everybody's talking about we need some type of checking of the numbers. We need an audit. No, you don't. You need an investigation. Heads need to roll. There's no way.
And when you refer to they, who are you referring to?
The people that are involved and that are in charge. We are talking about politicians that are corrupt. We are talking about politicians that are compulsive liars, and they tell the crowd what they want them to hear at all times. And I've said it in their faces, so there's nothing new going on here, except you have to stop spending people's money. And a lot of them don't have money. So because they don't have money, they spend your money like it's water. And that's why we're in the predicament we're in. And this is true. As you said, I have more than 20 years experience dealing with the police department, the community, the seniors, the kids, the council members in Washington, D.C., because that's where I worked and I had my businesses at the time. But I've been in Prince George's County since 1980. And what I see here is just outrageous at this point. So this has nothing to do with money with me because I'm funding my own campaign. And I'm adding money a little at a time because I'm not trying to go over a certain amount. I'm not going to play like I'm going to take everybody's money. That's not right. People need to keep their money in their homes. So the first day, I have 4 teams already set up. We're going to address these so-called contracts. We're investigating that. I have a team that's going to address that budget. I have another person that's going to go over the police regs. I'm taking my staff out and I'm going to hit every public school. And then I have realty lawyers, real estate lawyers that's going to go and check vacant properties that we own. Because all of this nonsense that's going on is outrageous. And that's why our pockets are getting more emptier by the days.
So you kind of already laid out what you would be doing the first day if you did win that particular seat. What other cuts do you see that you might impose with this $170 million budget?
Okay. I'm going to call names. So-called Senator Washington. What he does is he says we need to have more commerce in Prince George's County, and then in the very next sentence he'll say there's too many gas stations coming in and too many Royal Farms. He got no applause with that. So the next time we had a forum, he said, now these vaping stores are children. Well, if you have, I basically said, if you have a child, teach your child what to do and don't have to worry about it. That's a law-abiding store. Now, I don't agree with vaping and I don't agree with any of it. As long as it's law-abiding, it's fine.
But I really want to get to the meat of it, Mr. Hunt, and if you could, you're speaking to your constituents right now. What services would you cut with this $170 million budget deficit that we're facing?
Okay, this is the problem, and everybody doesn't understand this. You can't say what you're going to cut until you see what's going on, what they have done. There's no reason for us to be a $200 million deficit. It's not 170, I don't think. I think it's about 200 million. There is nothing to cut until we figure out what is going on with the money that's being wastefully spent, money that is being frivolously spent with friends of friends. And we have a problem. 62% of what comes into taxes is supposed to be with the Board of Education and education. We only have 17 to 18% going to the police department. We need to have more police community policing. So the police that community police, instead of acting like janitors, let's be straight up. They sit in these parking lots, and when something happens, they do come to clean up. That makes them janitors. I would also make sure all the municipalities in Prince George's County become one. One police force, not Hyattsville, not because it's nonsense. It's all a joke. Cut, you don't know what to, I could sit here and say, I'm gonna cut this, and then I'll be a politician. I need to know what you wasted money on first, and then I can address it. And by the way, this will be done the first day. I am not playing games.
But combining all the municipality police forces, that's a big task. I mean,
No, it's
each municipality addresses the issues in those communities. You're saying you can change that and combine them.
That's the point. They did this in New York back in the day. Transit and New York were separate. But there were so many accidents going on in the train station with undercover police officers running into transit, so they merged them together. Now it's one police force. It's much better now. And the reason it's much better now is because they're under one umbrella. That's not like the right hand talking to the left. Here in Maryland, in Prince George's County, I think you have Glen Arden, you have Greenbelt, you have Hyattsville. It goes on, and there's no hands talking to each other. The community comes first. And if we have all of these people together under one rule, under one chief, and then you have your deputy chiefs in the various places in Prince George's County, it would work out much better because everybody's on the same page.
So we only have 1 minute left, Mr.
Sure.
Hunt, and I really want to ask you this question because you have been very involved with the seniors in the community. And a lot of seniors are struggling in the county with housing, with just those essential services, food, housing, and health care. How would you work with the county council in addressing those needs really quickly?
Really quickly. There are 4,500 vacant buildings and lots that Prince George's County owns and they have carte blanche on. This blueprint initiative that I think Washington has something to do with it, it's ludicrous. It's going to cost us $1.6 billion, then in 4 years, $4.1 billion. If you now take a fraction of that money, a fraction, not 5%, not even 1%, but a fraction, and you have those 4,500 buildings, we can create not just affordable housing for our seniors, but affordable housing for our veterans, affordable housing for our young moms. No more shelters, so that creates ghettos. You bring the homeless in, because some of them have mental issues, because there's different reasons why you're homeless, and create a habitat that they now can get on their feet and go out on their own versus just giving them a shelter and throwing them back out on the street.
Well, we're going to stop you right there. I see that you're very passionate.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
I love my seniors.
we wish you the best of luck in the race,
Thank you
Mr. Hunt.
kindly.
Thank you so much. The special primary election will be held on March 4th. Make sure to tune in next week as we introduce you to another candidate, Albert Slocum, only on CTV News.